let's put it this way. As an adult, you have $150. What
baller?
No, don't get nuts.
I've never seen that kind of money yet. But when I grow up,
$150 cash.
cold hard.
Cold
hard. Get the hell out of here.
10s, 5s, and 20s.
So when I get back from Reading, Pennsylvania, when I get back from the outlets at Reading, Pennsylvania,
I'm sorry.
I need another 150.
You can't do this to me.
Yeah.
You knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. So okay. So second 150.
You have another 150 after you.
I just blew the first 150.
After you now own a Foreman Mills.
I have two sweatshirts with sleeves at different lengths.
Yeah. After you crush it,
yeah,
you get $150 cash to construct a Halloween costume.
Mm-hmm.
What is the character? What do you think you will crush? Like if you were gunning to win a costume contest, what costume do you think you could crush at?
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck in anime characters. So some sort of anime character.
Now here's the thing. I know there are adopted black anime characters where there are people who are like, this guy is a black anime character, even though he's not.
Yeah, like Panthro from Thundercats.
Sure, or Piccolo from fucking Dragon Ball Z or something.
Sure.
Now, is that what you mean by a black anime character? Or
No. I would be whatever anime character that I wanted.
That you wanted to. You're not bound by assumed race.
It's the future, right? Like
sure.
there is no racial character anymore. Like all characters can be whatever color we want them to be now.
I think it's funny. You know, there's no racial character in anime, but we all know the race of the anime characters.
What is their race?
It's some kind of Asian. If someone was
is that a race? Some kind of Asian.
Look, I'm not gonna. I'm just generalizing here.
Really? that wasn't a very specific race you were just talking about. Yeah. This is my wife. She's some kind of Asian. Our kids are half some kind of Asian.
I'm just generalizing. You know what? I don't see. Countries have invisible borders, man. It's some kind of Asian.
Yeah, my kids are half this kind of black and some kind of Asian. Yeah.
Some kind of something.
Yeah.
So you would be an anime character?
I mean, I don't costume enough to have a Rolodex of different costumes that I don't don costumes enough.
You don't don the costumes.
Man, yeah.
But I'm just saying, say someone was like, Sidney, you have to win this costume contest.
I have to.
You have to win it.
So I would be. Half of me would be an ICE agent, and half of me would be an illegal immigrant that was getting away from the ICE agent.
Oh, that's so. Oh, you know what I like about that? You could do a one-man show where you're like, "Hey, get out of here, buddy!" No, just going back and forth. That would be
do a little Mexican standoff.
That would be pretty great.
Yeah.
I like that. I also I'm willing to bet, and again, I don't know. I'm willing to bet we will see this coming Halloween.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Like as the ICE agent, I'm going to be like 6'2", 6'3", maybe.
Sure.
And as the illegal immigrant, I'm going to be a tiny Mexican man. Fast as hell. One of the fastest little Mexicans you've ever seen. My ICE agent, though, is also going to be pretty fast.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be.
It's going to be quite a chase.
It's going to be quite a chase.
It's going to be quite a chase.
And the only way you see all one of them is if you're in a fun house where you stand by the mirrors where it's like, look at me.
Yeah.
I do think there's going to be this Halloween, and whether or not people will put it together, vanilla ICE agent.
Ooh.
I do think there's going to be dudes walking around in classic vanilla ICE garb from the 90s.
Yeah.
With bulletproof ICE agent vests on. And if you haven't thought of this, You'd probably win some contests there. Vanilla Ice Agent is pretty fucking good.
All right, stop.
That's what I'm talking about.
Show your papers and listen. Yeah.
I have to get my father. No, word to your mother.
Word to your mother. Yeah, give that word to your mother.
Yo, let's get out of here. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice Agent would crush.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I don't know. I mean, if I had it's not even that I had the money. I do think about making like I want to do like
you need to borrow 150. I know a guy.
I might.
I know a guy that can spot you 150.
The problem is, you don't think I'm going to like a fucking Goodwill wrecking that 150 like immediately, just like I need another 150.
Yeah, of course.
I went to Ross.
Yeah, dude. I know a fool that will give you that second 150.
I'm sorry. I went to Ross
Yeah.
and I may have spent it on.
Yeah, this guy is burning through 150s. He is a terrible investor.
What'd you do with the first one?
He's just losing money 150.
I was like, look at my jeans.
Yo, drip, drip, drip.
I'm sorry, I may have fucked up here, but I do need another 150. I wanted to do a full body costume.
Okay.
And I don't like. I really wish I could find a way to do that, but I wanted to be. I wanted to do. I used to have a character, alt-right werewolf.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, but like a really good looking.
Yeah.
Werewolf, not like just a guy in a mask.
Yeah.
Like
now, what would you be clothes wise?
Yeah.
Would you be wearing like a 3/4 zip or a suit? Like what alt-right attire?
So I like where you're going.
Yeah.
I like where you're going. So I think what he would be, it's almost like he'd be almost like a proud good boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I'd want to be like busting out of the suit. Like he doesn't know what's happening.
Uh-huh.
But everything he's doing, he's just like turning into a werewolf. That's what I really want. And he's got a MAGA hat on. I don't know if like, would people find that, would they be offended by that, or would they think it's a good idea?
I don't know what's offensive anymore, man. It just seems like it depends on how that person feels. Like somebody might be offended. Honestly, if you wore that costume, I would dress up as somebody who is gravely offended.
Oh, that would be good.
And follow you. But
hey,
the other half of me, the ICE agent, would be following me. So I would be a woke, offended illegal immigrant following you, and then I'll also be the ICE agent following you.
Yeah, I wonder. That's another good question. I wonder how many cultures could you possibly appropriate in one costume? Like,
I'm going for the record.
You gotta go for the record.
Yeah.
Man. Like if you were a Native American, Indian, Chinese guy, but a black lady who is trans and non-binary at the same time.
So I'll tape my eyes back, put a red dot in the middle of my forehead, wear a feather headband.
Nice.
Long nails. And I'll constantly be like, you got the wrong one. You got the wrong one. You got me plugged up.
You're like,
Yo,
that would be
better roll one out of here.
that would be I think again, like if you did that, how many people they'd probably just I think there's gotta be a line where people are just like, I could be mad about that, but like I don't even know what to do with it anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I think is so crazy about it, is like people they're laser guiding. They're like, oh, this is really getting to me.
Yeah.
But if you're all of it all at once, it's like, do you shut down? Like, does your brain go like?
It's kind of like how Mr. Burns has all the diseases.
Straight up,
but they're all pushing at each other. None of the races actually get through.
I'm indestructible. You can't get through it. That would be sick.
Yeah.
I just think that there's there's so many things now that, like, I don't know. I was, as a kid, I was always blown away when someone had a really awesome Native American costume. And now it's like, if I, like, I can still do, like, I can do that, right? Like, I can, I know I can, but the last thing I need is, like, someone be like, can you believe it? It's like, dude, it's Halloween.
I mean, I say do it, man. We need all the press we can get for this podcast. You can do it, wear a World War Fun t-shirt. Do it, man. Do it.
I might just do it, not even on Halloween. I just am walking around.
Just
like,
do it.
I just really like this headdress. Dude.
And make sure you're shouting whatever the Native American N-word is. Navajo? Is it Navajo?
No, it's Blackfoot. Is that a tribe? Well, maybe. You know what? If it is, news to me.
Yeah.
I was just throwing shit out there.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
What we're getting into today has a little bit of disguise in it.
Oh, shit.
There is disguise.
Yo, let's get fucking dangerous.
You ready to get dangerous?
Yeah, let's get nuts.
Okay, well, obviously, before we get into it, we have to thank Ayesha
Oh, yes.
and Transcend Brewery.
What a great show.
Dude, a sold-out show last night in Connecticut.
Yeah, so good. Sam Buck, also, thank you for stopping by.
Who the hell we is?
Dude, it was great.
Selling out shows in Connecticut.
It was great.
Look at us.
Yeah, look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us. No headdresses yet.
No, not a single
We're
one.
actually waiting to get our headdress money.
Dude.
And once we get it.
That's another reason for people to get on the Patreon, because not only do we need a producer for this podcast, but we also, in order for us to fulfill all of our racist dreams, we need funding. We need $150. Cold hard cash. If we can get enough subscribers.
It's crazy that we found out that racism only costs $1.50. How did you guys come to this number? I don't know. Give me $150. I can get free.
Let's
see me figure it out.
Which is a funny thing, because now every time we see somebody being racist, we know for a fact they
have at least $1.50 on them. There's no way.
That's $1.50 walking right there.
How do you know he's racist? I guarantee he's got like at least a couple bills on him. At least
$1.50.
He's doing good.
So yes, to get on our Patreon for that reason alone. Obviously, buy the book Solomon.
Yeah, get on it,
dude. Sold all your books.
Sold all the books last night. Yeah.
Crazy.
And that was crazy. You know what was also funny? You didn't see me do it.
Yeah.
But then you did the same thing I did.
Oh no! This is not a good sign. Dude, anytime we do the same thing unbeknownst to each other, it's not good.
Because I did it, and then you got asked the same question, and you did the same thing, which then made this lady. So she bought the book, and she was like, "Oh, really? It's got a dog." She's like, "Oh, do any animals die in the book?" And I went, "Well."
That's exactly what I did. Oh my god.
Because I was answering.
Dude, I saw you crack up when I did. I was like, why is he laughing?
I was laughing. And she was asking questions about it. And I was answering. I'm like, oh, and this. And she's like, well, that seems really interesting. That's fun. She's like, look, I don't want to be stupid. Like, do any animals die? And I was like, well, and I put my fingers out just like this, like
exactly what I did,
dude. And then she turned to the other group of people you were talking about, like, and she said something like, "Oh yeah, this blah 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 you're going on about." And she's like, "Well, I asked him, like, do any animals die?" And you're like, "Well." You put your fingers out.
That's crazy.
Just like that, you did the same thing, dude. And it was almost like she was asking me to get an answer. I wasn't giving her the answer she wanted. Then she asked you, and she got the same.
Dude, because I didn't know why you were laughing. I was like, "Oh, am I gonna? I don't want to say anything wrong. I don't want to say anything wrong."
It was funny.
And then I said, "It makes sense."
No, yeah,
and then
you did.
Somebody was like, "Yeah, that's what he said." That's so crazy.
Dude, watching you talk, you had your hands like this.
Yeah.
Doing this, and she's like, do any of the animals die? Well, just straight out.
Oh, man.
Like, shit. Was not expecting. It's funny, though, at no point in time did I allude to any animals dying in the book at any point in time. But that's not the first time I've been asked that question.
I don't think if anybody with eyes is probably wondering that about you. No, I'm not saying. Listen, and I didn't say people who know you wrote a book.
When I look at you,
I mean anybody that sees you ever, like the cashier at your local ShopRite.
I have to ask him if any animals.
Not even if you killed him. It's like, any animals died today? You seem like a guy who's like, who's privy to that information.
Like
you have an app that lets you know when animals die.
It's called Lost Paws. Oh man!
And then every time you get an alert, it goes. Arr! Arr!
Like just a cat howling from a different room would be crazy.
Yeah, so get the book.
Yeah, get the book.
Get the book. It's a good book.
Very good.
So, Ryan, today we are getting into. Are you familiar with Truck Nutz?
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course.
What is your familiarity with Truck Nutz?
One, they started. So here's one thing I think is very crazy about it. Mm-hmm. People's relationship with Truck Nutz, I think, is kind of funny because a lot of people are new to the Truck Nut game, mm-hmm. and a lot of people, when I say Truck Nutz, people know what I'm talking about. But Truck Nutz, when they became super popular, a lot of people don't know that Truck Nutz had been around since the early 90s.
Yeah.
And they weren't
actually earlier than that.
Probably,
we'll get into that.
Probably earlier than that. What I'm going to say is the person who, I guess, invented them and made them more popularized, I can't say if he's the person who started the Truck Nut movement.
He is not.
What I am going to say is I remember being a kid and seeing nuts on the backs of not just trucks, but cars, motorcycles. Testicles were hanging off of things in the 90s. And I remember seeing it and thinking they were funny. And they were all, this is what's so crazy though. It wasn't until they started getting popularized where they started trying to make them look like chrome or actual parts of the car.
Okay, that's kind of right. That did happen. Yeah. But it wasn't because of the popularity of them. So here's a little known fact about Truck Nutz, and this is where everything is going to lie, right? There were two people feuding.
Oh man.
Over the ownership of Truck Nutz. It is one of the most ridiculous feuds in the history of
It's like Tesla and Edison.
It is Tesla and Edison. It is 100% Tesla and Edison. I mean, dog, these guys hated each other.
At that point you have to.
They became, dog, they got so locked into feuding that they are going to be feuding into the afterlife.
Man, it's so, you know what? That's so refreshing because it used to be like, the Montagues and Capulets and the Hatfields and McCoys, and now we have the Truck Nut guys carrying on family blood feuds.
Yes,
I love it, dude.
It's
Thank
like
God.
These guys, like I'm telling you, man, these guys are feuding so hard that in the after, like they will end up being constellations.
Oh hell yeah!
In the sky,
I like that
feuding. For
I
eternity.
hope it's actually. I hope it's not their constellation. I hope under Orion they have like a. They just start adding stars to Orion's belt. Like then that's the Truck.
That's what the feud is going to be over.
I hope that's
claiming whose nuts those are.
Yeah.
So also really quick. So when I thought about them feuding for eternity into constellations. So do you know any feuding constellations?
Feuding, like constellations who are in a battle?
Because it seems like I always kind of thought all of the constellations were in a battle, and that's why they were up there. Do you remember any of the lore for why the constellations were in the sky?
No. I do know. Actually, no, I don't. I was going to say I do know something, but no, that was just a dumb cartoon. That was not. That wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm remembering a cartoon. I'm like, it might have been it. No, Daffy Duck was wrong.
Yeah, they are a lot. So I thought a lot of the constellations were battling. Like Orion.
Yeah,
I thought he was battling forever in eternity.
Yeah. All right.
And I don't think I might not be wrong about that.
I know. I thought so. From what I remember about Orion. I thought like when they draw, so like, you know, you see the star formation, but then when they draw the figure over top of the star formation, which is also mind blowing that someone's like, it looks like this. And like, how the fuck did you get that from that? But hey, I can't knock you. Usually, isn't Orion holding a snake and a club? Isn't he like clubbing a snake?
The only thing I know about Orion is that he's wearing a sick belt.
He's got a sick belt.
That's it.
That's, yeah. I mean, it is.
Possibly Truck Nutz. It's possibly Truck Nutz.
You know, it's almost like wild to know that Orion's been up in the sky forever and has a bedazzled belt.
Yeah,
what a bummer, dude.
Yeah, it's like if and I haven't seen people do it, but you know how people are always trying to switch the race of every historical figure?
Sure.
If you try to convince me that Orion was black, I'd have to look at his belt buckle and be like, maybe.
It might be. He might be black.
There's a strong possibility.
It's a very 80s flashy Grandmaster Flash.
Nobody else is wearing bedazzled belts.
Yeah, come on.
no other straight men are wearing bedazzled belts.
That's very true. Orion looks like a henchman from the Beat It video. Yeah. Orion. What if Orion looks like the guy who knife fights Michael Jackson?
Yeah. That's how he ended up.
I hope
Constellation.
Dude, that's how they should draw Orion.
That's how he ended up.
Just that was the bald guy with the huge sunglasses and the fucking studded
Dude, that
belt.
was the only way he could compete with Michael Jackson was to become a constellation.
You have to become a constellation. You can't be. I mean, you know what? You got to be in the sky when you're going up against the Moonwalker. That's the way it is.
Mike Jack might have been an earthly constellation.
I wouldn't doubt that. If something, you know what? It's crazy.
That's why he was white.
I think we should do that. Why don't we do that?
What do you mean?
We have, new stars. Let's put it this way.
Okay.
The stars that we see in the sky, what we're seeing as stars is we're actually seeing light from a star that is coming to Earth at the speed of light. Eventually, that light is going to go out.
For sure.
And there will have to form new constellations.
Sure.
We should be preparing to put new figures up there.
Oh, like a moonwalker?
Dude,
like a moonwalker?
The shoes?
Yeah,
dude. Oh, yeah, dude.
All right, so before we move on, who are our constellations? Obviously, Mike Jackson.
Michael Jackson, it's not even a question that it'll be Michael Jackson.
I mean, I hate to quote Biggie, but all the Mikes. Jordan, Jackson, Tyson.
Sure. Oh, yeah. No, Mike Tyson, definitely. Jordan. Oh, dude, the jump man?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an easy. That's an easy constellation. That isn't even a question.
So, and we have Tyson biting the ear.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Oh, no, actually, I don't want Tyson biting the ear. I want that picture of Tyson where he's got Coke underneath his nose. Where it's just his face.
That's how you spot the constellation.
I don't want Tyson fighting at all. I just want...
It's that you got to look for the cluster of Coke to find the constellation.
Like where it's Milky Way underneath. It's like, that's his face. That's Tyson with half a rail underneath his nose.
So who are our white constellations?
Oh, man. Ronald Reagan.
Okay. You got trickle-down constellation.
Constellomics.
Come on, dude.
Okay, so who are the white constellations? You know what?
Sting.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay.
Teddy Roosevelt's a white constellation.
That's for sure.
I'm giving it.
Let's go.
Giving it Teddy.
Yeah,
Teddy
I like
Roosevelt.
where this is going.
And I hope, honestly, the constellations are his glasses and mustache.
Perfect.
That I think is
iconic.
Sick. I like that.
constantly confused for the Mike Tyson constellation.
Yes.
No, that's Roosevelt. That's Tyson. Tyson's over there.
It's an easy, it's an easy fluff. Another white, you know what? And I'm just gonna give it because I know if it came down to a vote, eventually either Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh, you're going very respectable.
Yeah,
I appreciate the respectability.
One of those two will be white constellations.
Yeah, but I don't think it's fair that your white constellations are so respectable and then the black ones are Mike Tyson.
First off, you said Michael Jackson.
I did.
Michael Jackson.
Impossible to not have him be in constellation.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, also impossible.
Also, Michael Jackson is a white and black constellation.
He kind of
You can see him in day or night. It doesn't matter if it's day or night.
You know what actually would be a sick constellation? Not even the shoes. Just remember that statue he had? Remember that statue he had? When
the
real big one?
Yeah.
That would be so sick.
Because a good feuding constellation would be Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera.
Ah, that's a good
for
feud.
eternity.
That
battle's not over to me.
Let's see. So yeah, I was going respectable. I guess like an unrespect. You know who would be? I guess not as respectable.
Yeah,
but like whites would want him up there just because of like the duality of good and bad.
Okay,
Al Capone would be a white constellation.
And syphilis.
You know what? The constellation is him fishing in his fucking pool. Where he's like completely out of his mind. It's like, oh no.
Yeah.
And what else? I guess another white constellation. Who would you say is the most? It would probably be like fucking. You know who else I would love to see up there? Honestly, I would love to see. I'd love to see either Denise Richards or Charlize Theron up in the sky. And the whole thing is you have to work really hard to make it be like, and she's naked up there.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Everyone's like, well, what do you mean? Like, no, there's the there's the nipples. That's what I want up there.
Yeah, just like squinting, trying to jerk.
Yeah.
trying
to beat it to constellations.
Like your mom comes in and turns the light on in your room and you can't see them anymore. Like, turn the light off. Turn the light off.
No, it's kids would buy those star stickers they put on the scene, and they're just like they're glowing. It's like, what are you doing in there? It's like, I wasn't looking out the window. I swear to God.
Yeah. So real quick, the classic battle in constellations, right? We have the primary constellations that are representing figures in fights are the Gemini twins. They're up there battling their cousins. They're not fighting each other.
The Gemini. Wait, well, who the fuck are the cousins? Are they not even in constellation form, or is it just implied battle?
I didn't. It seems like it's just the twins. I think they won. I think they. So they have cousins, Itis and Lynceus, and they're up there battling their cousins.
Wait, what are the Gemini? What are the twins' names?
Castor and Pollux.
Castor and Pollux?
Yeah.
All right. I don't like that, but whatever.
Yeah. So Pollux is like he's a well-known boxer. He was the man.
Sick.
Almost Tyson.
And
undefeated.
And Castor just a kind of a nerd.
Well, Castor he is a professional horse trainer.
Yeah,
he's the horse guy.
Kind of a nerd.
He loves horses.
I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure. Look, man. I'm sure in Roman times, ancient Greece times, horse trainer, very important job.
Very important.
I'm not going
to. The chariot was very important.
It's a very important.
It was a status symbol. It was also the war machine.
Yeah.
The chariot was the war machine.
All right.
That is what he is. He's the chariot guy.
But imagine explaining that to kids now. If somebody like we all know what boxers do.
Yeah.
If someone's like, I'm a horse trainer, like you mean the guys that trot? You
yeah.
You loser.
Because what do you like when you're like you see Pollock shadow box and you're like, yeah.
And you see him with an apple giving. You
have to open your hands flat so he doesn't bite your fingers.
He's braiding the tail like, I don't know what. You guys don't even get it.
Yeah, so they're battling out with their cousins, Itis and Lynceus. They were also twin brothers and princes of Messenia who served as the primary rivals to their cousins Castor and Pollux.
Sure.
Now, here's the deal. What they're constantly fighting over, one of two things. See, Castor and Pollux, they married their other cousins that were 2 chicks.
All right.
However, their cousins Idas and Lynceus, they wanted to marry those cousins.
Hot.
So they're battling over that. And one of them, Castor Apolloc, stole cattle from the other twins. So they're battling over beef and bitches.
That's a better name for them.
Beef and bitches.
Beef and bitches.
Yes. Yes.
Why? If they're like, yeah, it's Castor and Pollux. You know what would be cooler though? Beef and bitches. Yeah.
Beef and bitches. So then we have Orion and Scorpius. So that's what Orion is doing up there.
He's beating up Scorpius.
He's battling the Scorpion constellation.
The Scorpion.
He's constantly in battle for that.
Damn.
And why are they battling? Did I write that down?
Look, man. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Look, I could claim to be the toughest guy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be serious. Let's just say you're Orion.
Mm-hmm.
You're a constellation tough guy.
Yeah.
I don't
Constellation tough guy is the name for this episode.
You're a constellation tough guy. I don't care how tough you are. You go up against a scorpion that's about the size of you. Mm-hmm. Your constellation should also be you screaming.
Yeah. Like shitting.
It shouldn't be like like just freaking out. A human-sized scorpion, you're gonna be scared.
So it's funny that you say that because the reason why Scorpius was sent to kill Orion is because Orion was claiming to be a tough guy. That's exactly. He was like, I'm the best hunter around. And Gaia, Mother Earth.
Even in ancient times, like, oh, you think you're tough?
Oh, you think?
Let's send a human-sized scorpion to you and see if you're not scared shitless.
So he has 1, 2, 3, 4 different origin stories for why he could possibly be fighting Scorpius or why Scorpius was sent to kill him. He was possibly sent by 4 different people. Gaia, Mother Earth, that's the most common version.
Sure.
It states that Orion was boasting that he was such a great hunter that he could kill every animal on Earth. And then Gaia, Mother Earth, was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, what about a giant scorpion?
You got the wrong one today.
You never want to hear? Giant scorpion.
Yeah.
Dude,
so that was one of the versions. The other one, Artemis, who is the goddess of the hunt.
Straight up.
So in some accounts, Artemis sent the scorpion because Orion attempted to ravish her or one of her attendants. We don't know who he was trying to ravish.
Damn, dude.
But he was ravishing. In other variants, she was also offended, Artemis, by his claim that he was a superior hunter to her. So she lying.
Damn, dude.
He claimed he was a superior hunter. She's like, he trying to ravish me.
Oh, you think Orion's better? Well, he's also kind of a rapist.
Yeah, believe all goddesses. So,
actually, he's not a scorpion. He's fighting allegations.
He's trying to beat the allegations. It's not a scorpion. Yeah. It's me too.
It's actually just a leaflet paper. It's like, this is not me.
So another version, Apollo, who is the brother of Artemis.
Sure.
So I think Apollo is also like a god of the hunt.
I think wasn't Apollo like the god next to Zeus? Wasn't Apollo like the sun god?
I think they were all kind of next to Zeus.
Yeah, I mean, Zeus is like the big guy.
There's a pantheon.
Yeah.
And everybody else is under Zeus.
Okay. I thought Apollo was like a bigger dude.
Nah, I mean, well,
I thought he was
you're thinking Apollo Creed.
I am.
Like a big loud. He was loud. Apollo was loud.
Come on, dude.
So that version says that Artemis's brother Apollo grew jealous of the close relationship between Orion and Artemis. So these allegations are looking shadier.
These are falling apart, Artemis.
She should be sued.
Without a doubt.
That is definitely...
There should be charges, brother. You're ruining a man's life. And he's got a giant scorpion.
He's got a lot on his plate right now. This poor guy. This is crazy. Right? And then the last version is... this is the lesser known version. So Juno is a less common Roman variation. It's just that Juno sent the scorpion to teach Orion a lesson because she disliked boastful mortal men. So Juno, who is the goddess of teenage motherhood.
Yeah, I was gonna. Juno, just the bitch goddess.
Yeah, the bitch,
just the regular
bitch.
Asshole.
She's a boy now.
She. I didn't know there was trans constellations.
There's trans constellations.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, that constellation.
You know what's funny? I was attracted to that constellation earlier.
It was a hot constellation.
You know what? A lot of people were like, how could you? I was like, oh, look, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie. I found that constellation mousy and cute.
It was
mousy and cute. And I was like, you know what? I bet you can't really tell, but I bet that constellation's got a body underneath them clothes.
You know? That's what you thought.
You know? And then the constellation decided, it
wanted pecs and abs.
It wanted. The constellation then decided to confuse me for a long time. You know what? I'm sending a scorpion after this fucking constellation. I'm getting confused here.
All right.
I don't like this.
So we're into Truck Nutz now. We're into our Truck Nutz. So there's two guys, right? We have David Ham and John Saller.
Okay.
Right? So these are the two guys. Neither one of them claim to have invented Truck Nutz, but they both claim to be the one that started marketing them and mass producing them first.
Sure.
Right? Now, here's the deal. They had two different origin stories for how they saw them for the first time. And so let's see. We'll go with this is Saller's origin story. So according to John Saller, he originally got the idea for his so he don't call his Truck Nutz. His are called Bull's Balls. But we know the Truck Nutz brand because that became the proprietary eponym.
Sure. I mean, it rolls off the tongue.
It does.
If there's any nuts that roll off the tongue, it's Truck Nutz.
Dude, Bull's Balls is kind of catches.
Yeah, Bull's Balls. It also sounds like, you know what? Because when I say Truck Nutz, you know what I'm talking about. If I say Bull's Balls, it almost sounds like I'm saying something is bullshit.
It does.
Like if I was like, that's Bull's Balls.
That's Bull's Balls.
But if I'm like, that's nuts, it's Truck Nutz.
Yeah. It's Truck. That is Truck Nutz. Yo, you see that chick's ass there? That ass is Truck Nutz.
That ass ain't no Bull's Balls.
No Bull's Balls on that ass.
Yo, it's Truck Nutz.
So he, according to an interview that he did with somebody, this is what he says. So as far as I've been able to find out, there was a woman in northern Nevada who started selling them in the mid-'80s because he went to a flea market. And she was selling them in the mid-'80s, but they were smaller, they looked different, and they were like velvet or felt. Yeah. They were a material. And so she was having a hard time marketing them.
You got to have weatherproof Truck Nutz.
You have to, and I don't even know if she was necessarily dangling them from cars. I think she was like selling them at a little...
So the thing that I remember in the 90s too... The Truck Nutz that I saw, they weren't just, so like I said, they weren't just on trucks. They were on everything. There was a guy I knew, he had fuzzy dice, but he also had a pair of testicles.
Yeah.
So like these nuts that like, they were just goofy. I'm like, oh, that's funny that I didn't know you could even buy those things.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing.
So one day, he sees this in the mid-'80s. And then he forgets about it. He just thought it was a fun little novelty thing.
Yeah.
The one time he was out with the boys.
That's how it goes.
And they were four-wheeling, right? And they were going up a hill. I think they were going up a hill. And somebody yelled to one of the other friends. He goes, "Go, Ernie, show him you got balls." And then he was like, "If my four-wheeler had balls."
Wait a minute. I can just picture the guy hearing that and going home and he's laying in bed. Just, you know what would be a really good... Honey, wake up.
Just going through iterations of veiny testicles hanging from different things. You're just like, sweetheart, I got it.
He's like, what if my hammer had balls?
Yeah. So his idea was to make them larger, bull-sized testicles. That's what they're called, Bull's Balls.
Sure.
And he ended up using CAD software
Man, the future.
Dude, isn't that crazy? This was in the 90s, man. I think this was 99.
You know what's funny? He had to go somewhere for that.
He knew a guy that had cash.
Which is wild. He didn't just do that in his own home. He had to knock on some dude's door. He's like, yo, Jim, what's up? Okay, so listen.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
And so he came up with that idea. Beautiful balls on CAD. And he went to, he had a plastic guy.
Yeah.
Chad Tombill, owner of Tombill Plastics in San Bernardino, California. He took that idea to him. And Chad was like, we got it. Like, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Right? Now, David Ham, his story is a little bit different, right? So according to David Ham, he first found Your Nuts in 1996. That's what he called them. Before they were Truck Nuts, they were called Your Nuts.
Which I get. Yeah, you're nuts, dude.
Yeah. But it was a Y-O-U-R, not apostrophe R-E.
Oh.
They were like Your Nuts.
Yeah, okay.
On the back of your car. And Nuts, of course, was N-U-T-Z, right?
Got it.
And so
it was the 90s, dude.
You know what I mean?
You gotta add Z's.
You know what I mean? So he did that after witnessing a makeshift pair of large, fleshy testicles waving back and forth on the bumper of a truck at a rally in the 80s. Doesn't say mid, late, where in the 80s. So that very well could have been the first iteration of John Saylor's Bulls
Could have been.
And there's nobody's claiming it was, but it could have been.
You know what it also could have been? It could have been here's what I love about ideas in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee some guy was like, it'd be really funny. I guarantee. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking these guys for having this idea.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you know what it is? It's kind of like the idea of flight.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when
nobody owns it.
Nobody owns the idea of flight.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, it would be sick to be up there.
Yeah.
And that guy who's in Italy, there's a guy in Japan they've never met. He's like, what would be fucking awesome? I guarantee the Truck Nutz thing, that's just male stupidity.
Dude, nobody owns What If It Had Nuts.
Yeah. Nobody. You can't. And I honestly think, look, and I'm not knocking these guys for making money. I'm not saying, hey man, I'm all for a capitalistic, goofy novelty idea. Yeah. However, what I am going to say is like, I think testicles on things should be free domain. That should be public domain.
Boy, oh boy, you're one of these guys. What? You are either John Saylor or David Ham.
I'm just saying. I think nuts should be for the people.
Nuts should be for the people.
I think nuts should be for the people. If you want to be free to put your testicles on a car, you shouldn't have to. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking you going and buying them. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to say if someone's like, he's stealing my idea. It's like, no, he's not. That guy's just putting nuts on.
By the way, once Truck Nutz hit their peak, they were one of the most stolen items in America.
Dude, the cars were being castrated.
They were left and right. Dude, left and right. People were transing cars all over the country.
Oh, you think your truck's a male? I don't think so.
Okay, so Saylor, he registered his business online in 1999, right?
Okay.
David Ham, he registered his business in 2002, although Ham claims he used an AOL website that got taken down in 2002.
Damn it.
So he's trying to say that he registered them earlier.
Sure.
But there's no registration.
Record.
There's no record of it.
That's the bummer. That's a bummer with using the internet in the beginning. Mm-hmm. It's kind of wild because like you can go back and the internet is forever, and you can go back and find things. But there are like, I'm not saying you can't eventually find that.
Yeah.
But it would be, dude, it's like lost in cyberspace.
Uh-huh.
It's like you'd have to deconstruct the internet to find that. And it gets to a point where it's like, look, we just either got to not believe you or believe you. Yes. It's like so antiquated. That's like, we have no way of really calculating this. We don't really know.
We don't know who these balls belong to.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
We have to take your word for it or completely dismiss you.
But it seems David Ham, even though he came later, to the public, it seems like his were the ones because Truck Nutz, your nuts ended up becoming Truck Nutz,
Sure.
which became the proprietary eponym. Which, by the way, if you don't know what a proprietary eponym is, it's when a product, the name of that product becomes the name for the product.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So, real quick, I got a list of some of the.
I know Coke.
famous-
Coke is one.
Coke is one. Band-Aid bandages.
Yeah.
One. Coke. Escalator.
Oh, no way.
They were called what was they were called movable stairs.
I was just gonna say, were they called moving stairs?
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it crazy? That's crazy.
Imagine a guy like, yo, I got an idea. I call them moving stairs. And they're like, yeah. And then some guy's like, yo, you sound retarded.
Yeah.
Like escalator. Look, I'm gonna be real with you. If someone's like, yo, you want a pair of moving stairs or you want to be on an escalator?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Dude, if I didn't put it down here, but I think I remember this, and I think this is accurate. The first escalator was at the Chicago World's Fair, as like,
Oh, man.
like as per like this could be the wave of the future.
Sure.
And then it was first put in a department store in New York City. I don't know which one, so I don't want to claim it.
Okay.
But that was like the first installation of an escalator was in a department
You
store.
know what? That's when people talk about going back in time and seeing things. I would love to go back in time to see the first, because like I've seen people like they have footage of it online now. You can go and see people who've never been on an escalator before in their lives.
Yeah.
Now, I couldn't imagine where they were brand new and nobody can even explain it.
Yeah.
Like, because when you see people on them and they're like having trouble, there's always somebody like, all you got to do is stand still and all you got to do is grab on. But when they came out, I was like, what is
Dude,
this?
it was just people rolling backwards.
Straight
down
up.
that
It's just like,
That's when they invented bandages. That's when Band-Aids got there.
there was a guy from Johnson & Johnson just like, these people are fucked up.
Yeah. So, quick list. FedEx, proprietary eponym. Google, Jeep, Jell-O, Kleenex, Lazy Boy, Legos, Netflix, Polaroid, Post-it notes, Q-tip, Rollerblade, Saltines. Mm-hmm. By the way, Rollerblade, inline skates.
Oh, you know Q-tip. Do you know what the original name for a Q-tip was?
What was that?
Baby gaze.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Baby gaze. Q-tip was a brand. Baby gay was another brand.
I wonder what the adult gay looked like.
So this kind of goes into moving stairs. Someone had the same idea, and it's just like, dude, moving stairs sounds so stupid.
Yeah.
Someone's like, well, you know what? I've been using these baby gays. For like, so I was like, just use a Q-tip, man.
Yeah. Please, God.
Please.
Just use a Q-tip.
Look, I love baby gays.
I've never hated them.
I'm just saying I don't want to call them that.
Yeah, I don't want to call it. Nah,
I
it's not
don't
happening.
want to do that.
It's not
anymore.
happening. So, saltines, Scotch tape, Sharpie, Taser, TiVo, the club, the anti-theft.
Oh yeah, the
device
club.
for cars.
Yeah.
It's because it's an anti-theft device.
Sure.
And then, dude, Tabasco.
Yeah, Tabasco's the brand, not the flavor, but it became the flavor.
Yeah, Tylenol, Walkman, Windex, Vaseline, Xerox, chapstick, Velcro, and the crock pot.
Oh, what the fuck?
It's a slow cooker.
You know, for the longest time, and I'm not gonna lie to you, because of shit like this, if someone's like, "Yo, put it in the crock pot," I'd be like, "Oh, no problem." Like, actually, if someone then said, "No, actually, don't use the crock pot, use the slow cooker," I'd be like, "Do we have that?"
Yeah,
I would be like,
"What's
wait,
a slow cooker?"
I'd be like, "We have a crock pot."
We have both.
Like, you paid. I get. You know what? I guarantee there are some people who have both, thinking they are definitely different things.
Yeah.
And I know that for a fact. I know enough people that'd be like, I've got a crock pot and a slow cooker.
Yeah, because there's also a pressure cooker, which almost nobody has.
Nobody has a pressure cooker.
Yeah, you got to be like, you got to.
I don't even know what
really
you do. What do you even do with a fucking pressure
I think you
cooker?
make bombs with it.
Yes.
I think that's really all you do with a pressure cooker.
You know what the other brand for Brad was called? Kaczynski's.
the Kaczynski cooker. 19. Oh my god.
Like, look, man, I love how it works. I just don't want to.
Yeah,
it's got too much heat.
Yeah, can you pick up an Oklahoma City cooker while you're out?
What do you got there? Oh yeah, I got a pressure. It's called a McVeigh. It's like, oh no, I don't want that.
So here's where the feud starts between the two of them. So this is David Ham's claim.
Hold on, what are we at? Because if
we got about 14 more minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was just making sure because I didn't want this to bleed over because I do want to hear about this.
Yeah. So according to the Ham, the two first came into contact in the early 2000s, and that's when Saller called him, wanted to sell some of the, because dude, Saller is a businessman.
Sure.
He's all about like, let's join.
Yeah,
together,
he's trying. Yeah, right? I get it.
So, and this is David Ham. He goes, he called me on the phone one day. He said, "Your nuts don't look enough like bull's balls." And then he goes, I quote this, David Ham. I told him that he was the only person to ever tell me that. And then he got all indignant and he says, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make my own bull's balls and I'm going to bury you.
Ooh. Tough word. A lot of balls on
a lot of balls. the balls on this man.
Balls on All right.
So he goes, I wish him the best. And sure enough, about 6 months later, I get these balls in the mail that look like he went to a slaughterhouse and put a mold on a dead bull. And that's how bull's balls were born. Right. That's what Ham claims happened. Right. Now, John Saller has a very different claim that how this all went down. Right. But it still does involve the phone call. So let me get this real quick. Saller's claims. All right. So this is from Chad Tombill, who was Saller's partner in plastic.
Got it.
Right, the plastic guy. So Tombill said that he did hear from Saller of a phone call taking place, but in his story, it was Ham calling Saller. David Ham, he contacted JD saying he was the first on the internet and all this stuff and told him it wasn't true. So so they developed some disagreements at Tombill.
Sure.
I kind of believe Chad. Not necessarily because Chad is credible, but you'll find out that David Ham is a fucking psycho.
All right.
Insane man. Right?
Well, look, and he's the guy who, now wait, David Ham, he's Bull's Balls or is he
David Ham is Truck Nutz.
He's Truck Nutz. Okay.
John Saller is Bull's
Balls. Got it.
Right? So Ham, he wants to take the market. Because remember, he is now competitive.
Sure.
He just wants to take Saller down. That's all he wants. But he's a visionary.
Yeah.
Right? He's a testicular visionary. Right? So Ham, he started the website allthenuts.com.
Man.
Your one-stop shop for nuts.
Does it get any better?
Right?
All of a sudden, Planner shows up. Mr. Peanut. That would be so crazy if that was like, and then all of a sudden Planners is now like, look, you can't be taking our fucking website.
All the nuts? You can't have all the nuts.
Dude, just imagine, you know who's intimidating? Like these guys are talking about testicles. You know who's got the real balls? Mr. Peanut.
Yeah.
Him showing up with his monocle and his cane like, oh, you guys want to play hardball. You're talking about nuts.
I'm the nuts guy.
You trying to take my website? I will fucking kill you.
He's just like lifting his monocle.
Yeah. He breathes on it. Just like, okay, fuckface. Like, damn it, dude.
So Ham is trying to he's trying to corporatize. Right?
Okay.
He's trying to make a conglomerate, a testicular conglomerate, right? So he calls Saller, offers to buy some bull's balls at a low price to sell them on his website.
Oh, because it's all the nuts.
He wants all the nuts, right? And he's almost like, how can he turn this down? This is going to make him money.
Yeah.
But it's also going to let me be the king of the nuts.
Sure.
So
he's holding all the balls.
He's holding all the
This guy's ball crazy, dude.
He's ball crazy.
He's got ball psychosis.
Dude, it is. So Saller realized that Ham was just trying to corner the market and squeeze him out.
Sure.
So he was like, nah, you're not getting any of my balls. You can't have them. So then they start posting on websites about each other, right? So these are some of the quotes. Dude, these guys are fucking crazy, right? Let me see. Where do I have this? Okay, so what they started doing is posting fake testimonials.
Testimonials.
So, you go. What does it say? So apparently, so we don't bring our personal hobbies to work with us. We don't insult you with our loud, blaring irrash. So apparently, David Ham, he was putting up like weird videos, and he was trying to be comical with it. And I guess some of them were insulting. And
I mean, it is a like as much as you could be serious about it. You are.
Dude, that's why I wrote testimonials. I did write that. I forgot about that. Dude, we're stupid. This is so
I know you laugh to yourself like. But what I'm saying is like, even if you were being like, you have to take a step back and be like, man, I'm really fighting for my financial stability and my livelihood over fake balls.
Yeah.
Like, you have to take a moment and be like, dude, this is the most... if you told me in high school your future is lying on the internet, and then like, what's the internet? Well, it's an insane hub for information that anybody could get. Oh, that sounds great. Okay, yeah, but you're going to be...
Dude, you know when you're filling out that program to see what you're going to do for the rest of your life, and it comes back testicles?
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a ball czar.
Wow, man, it says I'm going to be a forest ranger.
That's crazy. I'm gonna get into a legal battle for years over fake balls that go in the back of cars.
And they do. And they do. So here was the fake testimonial, right? So this was on, I believe, David Ham's website. He was putting up fake testimonials because he has the website. So he's putting up all these fake testimonials. And testimonial number 66. I haven't laughed as hard as I did yesterday in a long time. I'm driving along and I see these nuts swinging behind a Chevy, just bouncing and dangling. I damn near soiled my pants. So I went on the net for 5 minutes and found them right away. I think the fad will get started here in Minnesota in no time. Oh yeah, here's a ballsy comment. Hey there, miss. How would you like to have these swinging from your receiver? My balls are in the mail. I can't wait. Just hope I don't get castrated. Thanks, Matt from Minnesota.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good testimonial.
Isn't that good? That's a good one. I think I like it.
I love it.
Yeah. So again, this basically just says that even though Bulls Balls is a registered trademark, all the text all over the internet is now synonymous with Truck Nutz. Right?
So Truck Nutz won the war of this.
It won the naming war.
Sure.
But Bulls Balls won the product war.
Wow. So wait, who collects the money then?
I think John Saller was making more money.
Okay.
Because he had the guy that had the plastic
Yeah.
company.
No,
so their overhead was low. They had like
Sure.
What they call vertical integration. So
Gotcha.
they had a lower overhead. And so David Ham, he wants to become a major distributor, and it's not working, right? Because nobody's letting it happen. And is that what? Let me just make sure that. So David Ham, he's trying to go into business with these people, but they don't want to go into business with him. So what he does is he dresses up in disguise and tries to infiltrate the plastic company. So he goes undercover, but they know who he is. They know exactly what he looks like. So he goes, but he doesn't think, I don't know why, because he's a fucking insane person.
Yeah.
He assumes that the business partner of John Saller doesn't know what David Ham looks like. He's like, he's not going to know me. Like, obviously he knows me. He's my direct competition, but his business partner, he's not going to know what I look like. So he goes to his company and he uses the alias Bozzy Willis.
I like that.
That's fun.
That Bozzy Willis.
He came here asking about nuts.
Even though I love that he chose a name that everyone's going to be like, that's fucking fake, dude.
Yeah. So
I'm Stephen Fakeson.
Now this is from Chad Tombill, and I quote. So Tombill says that he quickly caught on to the ruse, and he asked Willis, after he said that he was Bozzy Willis, he asked Bozzy Willis, do people call you by another name, Bozzy? Do they also call you David Ham?
And that's when I knew I was caught.
Yeah. And he was escorted off the premises. Dude, he's plankton. He's trying to get the secret recipe.
I gotta know how they make these nuts.
How do they make these nuts? Dog.
I'm losing so much money crafting these balls.
Because he was.
Yeah.
And Bull's balls, they actually looked like testicles.
Yeah,
they were they looked like a fleshy sack.
Yeah,
Looked
yeah.
like you could see the sack.
Yeah.
And it had veins in them.
Yeah.
But Truck Nutz didn't really have veins.
Yeah.
You know, they were just like dangling
Yeah,
nuts.
they're just jangly. You know what? And that's funny because, like, you know, you're always going to lose money when you're trying to put more artistry into something.
Yeah.
Once you start mass producing, they lose the you know, the panache that I'm pretty sure Bull's balls had. And really, when it comes down to it, like if I saw a truck with Truck Nutz, I'd be like, all right, yeah, I get the joke. But if I saw Bull's balls on the back, like I've seen trucks with like a pair that look like real testicles hanging from it. I'm like, that guy knows what he's doing. That guy's on it, dude.
Dog. So after this, David Ham goes on a tear on the internet and starts writing all these fake bad reviews for Bull's balls.
Smart.
And he's also accusing John Saller of price fixing to like raise and maintain, like, and stable, like raise the prices for the Bull's balls so that he makes all the money. And Saller, he's trying to expose David Ham now for putting up the fake reviews.
Jesus.
Right? So this is David Ham has a brother named Kenneth. So bullsballs.com, they put out a what do you call this? He just responds to all. This is like for all of the fake reviews that you hear around that you're seeing around the internet. He keeps responding to every post with the same response. And the response is, hello. This posting was done either by Kenneth or David Ham. They've been posting these malicious lies about myself and company for a long time. They are rude, crude, liars, and sociopaths. They are two brothers who are in the same niche business as I am. They have copied every idea of mine over the years and tried to make the public believe that they were theirs. Now, that is not illegal, just low class. They also violate the trademark laws by using my registered mark Bull's Balls without my permission so that they can come up in the search engines and try to sell their inferior products. They also use bait and switch tactics on one of their sites, allthenuts.com, using our superior products as the bait to try to get people to buy their small balls. I have posted info regarding the tendencies of these sociopaths, which I believe have many of the traits because of their malicious attacks on me and my company for the last several months on many websites such as this one, Amazon.com, and so on and so forth, right? So it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Suddenly, they're going back and forth. In 2009, I think it was over 300 back and forth long
drawn out balls.
dude, and it's so crazy. They're both going so crazy about it that they're both using like fake names for themselves. And in these responses, they forget the fake names they use and start using their own real names and shit. Dude, it is crazy. Like I read a decent amount of these. They are insane. They're unhinged. All of them are unhinged. And it's like they're going back and forth because they gotta claim these balls, right? So Saller, it starts getting really dirty. At one point, Ham shared the fact that Saller had a criminal past. Saller admitted that he chose to plead guilty to the charge after a long time coming domestic dispute. It is something I am truly ashamed of, he quoted, but it happened. But Saller in reply said that the two brothers were sociopaths and he kept posting the entire encyclopedia article explaining what a sociopath was every time he would post, right? So in 2009, I believe it was, Go back here. We're almost done here. Oh, 2014. One of them passed away. Right.
Was it testicular cancer?
Yeah. It was. Yeah. I mean, so possibly.
Yeah.
It doesn't say what the health problems were, but Saller, he tapped out because he was having health problems.
Sure.
Then, like, suddenly the war kind of was over, possibly due to his deteriorating health, leaving his final post under his own name. All of the above posts from the unscrupulous Ham Gang are malicious lies. They should have received letters from my attorney by now. It is out of my hands, and it will no longer be posts for myself. A few years later, Saller, unable to run the company, he sold it to Tom Bill, and after a few years of being out of the Truck Nutz game, he passed away in April of 2014 with his beloved dog, Dutters, by his side.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So when Ham heard that he died, he put on a website. He said, I read that both his web guy and Saller had passed away, and I thought, wow, they're both dead? That's amazing. Yeah. And then Chad Tombill had a little bit of an emotional a gesture, right?
Sure.
So he heard that even though Saller had a family, no one took Dutters, Saller's dog.
Yeah.
So upon hearing that, Tombill, he got into his vehicle. He drove 500 miles to go and get Dutters and take him home. When he got there, he loaded the golden retriever into the truck, and he started their long journey from Arizona to California. And now he kept the company, kept his dog. And David Ham,
Dude, you lost the ball war and your dog?
Yes.
Dude, that is the worst ending to that
Isn't
story.
that crazy? Isn't that crazy? That's why the feud is going on into eternity. Because it was never settled.
I was hoping it would have been like I was hoping it was going to be like the day the music died, they both died on a plane crash or something. They both were going to a fucking novelties convention in like Topeka, Kansas, and like, are you on this fucking plane?
They're sitting right next to each other.
It's like, who did this?
Yeah.
And then they died.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we definitely did.
We definitely did it.
We declared.
What do you think? Now, isn't that a crazy backstory for Truck Nutz?
It's more in depth than I think people would even begin to believe.
Crazy.
I think it's more, but then again, that's America, dude.
It is.
That's like you come up with a product that you think is yours, and you find out that not only is it not really yours. Mm-hmm. That's like, again, it's like it's trying to drink everybody's milk.
Yes.
You know, and you're like, well, I have the best. It's like, dude, no, we all are doing like, dude, look, if there's one thing I'll be communist about, it's balls. Dude.
It's balls.
It's like
they belong to
the depiction of balls. Yeah. That is for everybody.
I'm a testicular socialist. I've always been. My balls are for everybody. That's how my dad did it. That's how his dad did it.
I'm a real Joseph Ballin. Holy shit. You can get this content and much more.
Wait, we declared war. I would say we declared war on the American dream.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely, yeah. On ball capitalism?
Yeah.
Yeah, without it.
Testicular capitalism? So, but yeah, like you were saying, keep going.
You can get more of this content on the Patreon. You got to get on it. Make sure you tell your friends about it. You get a bonus episode, secret unreleased episodes, become part of the community, all for just $3. It's an amazing deal. You're missing out. You know what? We're probably going to come up with our own form of Truck Nutz. I don't know what it is.
Something.
But we've got to do something.
We have to have something dangling from something.
Something.
Something's got to dangle, man.
We could just call them Dangler.
Dangler?
I don't even know what is it? It's a Dangler. Make sure you get the book Solomon. We're over 375 copies sold. It's fucking crushing. I hope you guys get on it. And also, again, thank you to Aisha May and Filthy Comedy. That show was such a banger. Sam Buck, thank you for being there as well.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for everybody coming out. I've been Ryan Shannon. This has been Sidney Gantt. This has been World War Phone. We do this every Sunday. We will see you next time.